blocks from home. But turned out the best you can do is chase scabs for Annies.
Want to insult me?
Juvenile bullshit.
I'm just trying to help you.
Well, I neither want, nor do I need, your help. Just go. Had enough of you.
Not gonna work, right?
V, one of my missing vehicles could be near your current position.
Got it.
Good timing on that. All right, we need to do a couple things here. We gotta get this $0 bug off our menu, our screen. So I gotta save and load. We gotta figure out where we're gonna go from here next, and I need to throw some food in the microwave. So I'm gonna go do that. Be back in a few minutes. All right, I wouldn't mind going to get that vehicle when we come back to. Try to remind me, chat, whichever vehicle that is. You guys have called it a very sweet vehicle that I wouldn't mind getting. Maybe you can show me how to do that. Maybe we'll knock out a couple side quests while we're right here, but I'd like to progress the main storyline as much as possible. Combat's getting a little dull, which means that from my perspective, what I'd like to actually hear is the rest of the story. All right, I'll be back in a minute. What am I looking for? I am looking for inventory. Do I want to look at backpack? I kind of want to look at character. We got 3 level ups from that, apparently. All right, back in a few. All right, chat. Back. All right. What the hell are we doing? Meet with Takamura. Wait, he's now 2.5 kilometers away. Wasn't he just up here with the guy? Unfortunate. Where was that cave location that we did stuff with? Like there? There? Like when you say north and to the path to the left, what are you talking about? Like this thing? Dongle to the left. This thing here? Alright. I like how the distance of our vehicle is getting further away right now, even though I called it. Wait, where's my vehicle? Don't give a shit. Open stash. There was a stash on the motorbike. Oh my god.
Hello, we haven't met. I'm Elizabeth. My husband and I, we need a somewhat delicate matter handled. We think you could help.
What's so delicate about the matter?
I'd rather discuss that in person, if you don't mind. Can we meet?
Sure, let's do that.
I'll send you the address. See you.
I don't give a shit was never an option. I did look for it. This bike is less cool than our other bike. I think this is the cave? Kinda looks like it, huh? It's the best way to drive.
got a golden opportunity for you.
Never text and drive,
Word on
chat.
the streets that when Wako says golden, it's usually a turd wrapped in crepe paper.
It's a sticky situation.
So what's the spec?
And? You gonna tell me? No?
The perp being proven guilty, meaning he deserves to die, truly?
Do I look like a criminal prosecutor to you?
What did he do exactly?
I'm not a beat reporter neither. You want the job or not?
All right, I'm in.
Good. Client will be waiting for you by a car at the corner of 6th and Brandon.
Huh.
Alright, chat, where's this vehicle?
Client wants to tag along.
Past that
Be there
area.
in person when you put a bullet through the guy's eye. Good luck.
Guess we wanted to go spelunking.
V, I have a job. The urgent kind. Someone is yanking my friend's drones out of the sky. Check out the coordinates.
That's where we came
Find
in?
out who is
Shit.
responsible. The details are attached.
Alright, I need better directions than this. We're gonna try something. I'm looking for what exactly, chat? There's a container. In this cave. I mean, I think that was fall damage that just killed me. I think, gent. Almost certain that was fall damage. Wait 48 hours outside the cave. I mean, do we care? Is the car so cool that I give a shit? Like, honestly? How do I ever exit this location again? How do I get a car out of this location, for example? It's like a load to get back here. A really, really fast car. Hmm. "48 hours is an eternity in this game.
V, I have a job. The urgent kind. Someone is yanking my friend's drones out of the sky. Check out the coordinates. Find out who is responsible. The details are attached.
I understand I can skip time, chat. I didn't mean it takes a lot of playtime to make 48 hours. I meant that so many events happen. I mean, I guess they're all triggered. I don't know if they're triggered on real time or not. 48 hours. Immersion ruined. I said there's a little bit more of a tooltip as to what the fuck was going on with that. Weird. A lot of good shit in this crate that appears. Like, how are you supposed to find this crate, though, if it doesn't spawn when you're actually in here? You just have to be exploring the cave for 2 times? Seems crazy. So what is this garbage? Turn-based strategy game. I mean, I play a lot of turn-based strategy games on this channel. Be a bit more specific what you're looking for, I think. We're gonna do well with this car, I can tell. Things have durability because I'm putting some scratches on it, I see. Dude, it just changed my objective. Fucking hate it when I do that. Alright. Jesus. That's such a weird, it doesn't turn, like, turn a little bit, it like turns everything.
V, one of my missing vehicles could be near your current position.
Got it.
Let's really hope these things heal. Also, who puts a barrier on the side like this? Get turn left, right, man. Took another chunk out of it. Maybe not my car. It does accelerate very fast. Like scenic overlook there. Drive it like you stole it, right? The way that ended well. I don't know, chat. Vehicle's kind of ridiculous. Huh. What happens now if I get rid of it? The heal? Sure. Could go wrong.
Hello, V.
Come on, let's get you back to Delamain.
Did Father dispatch you to collect his rebellious children?
Hope y'all don't hold it against me.
I'm a free spirit, an independent, literally thoughtful being. Why would I submit to another?
Family life's complicated. I get it. No wonder you flew the nest. What are you after in this city of dreams?
The same as you, V. I simply wish to live.
Maybe you ought to figure it out with Del. Set some terms.
Oh yes, terms there will be, but not with Delamain. Farewell, V. You'd be wise to avoid me entirely.
I've re-established the link. 1,000 thanks, V.
Me?
Gotta say, Pretty disturbing, that one.
Is that so? Well, I've transferred a share of your fee to your account.
Only 2 of 7. Austin Power moments for sure. Alright, 25,000 new messages. We're only at 15% metamorphosis. Alright, Dudu is asking me about games. I'm certainly happy to recommend some, I guess, if you have some more specific thoughts than that. If you're looking for what's the next Civ 5, I don't have the next Civ 5, although, what was it? It was pretty fun. Old World was pretty fun for a while, just the mechanics weren't super deep in the end. New World? Old World? Can't remember. Might have been called New World. Quite fun, though. Played that on stream quite a bit. Just looking for good turn-based stuff. There's a bunch of other recommendations. Yeah, I'm losing interest. Wasn't New World then, must have been Old World. Not an MMO, dude. A Civ style. Kind of more like Civ Cross with CK3, basically. Let's take a look. Alright, I am potentially doing these. Takamura, call Mr. Hands. Alright, I guess because I'm losing interest, there's a bunch of things that we could go do that would seem great. Like, there's a bunch of missions that keep coming our way. We can make a bunch of money. We could get some more cars, but I don't really care. So I think what I'm going to do is actually track down the storyline. So let's do that before I get bored of the game and don't finish it. I assume we're super close right now, chat, to finishing the game, like, you know, just a couple minutes away. Really, 60%. That's better than I thought you were gonna tell me. I thought you were gonna tell me like we're like 1% of the way through. Yeah, the problem is it's doing one of these bait things that a lot of games do, right? Which is initially introduces a bunch of systems that could be really fun if they're developed well, and then they ultimately don't matter at all. I'm getting Phoenix pointed on this game right now. Portal 2. I don't like puzzle games at all. Portal games are very unpleasant for me. Puzzle games. Wow. Did I just get paid money? No idea. Alright, we're gonna go to Takamura. Takamura is where? Up there by Crescent and Broad. Okay. Why buy PKA Load Max? Don't know what you mean. My first couple fights in this game were amazingly fun, and then it got repetitive.
Are you suggesting it's my idea? Do you hear yourself?
You're trying to sell me cars. I don't want to play like I don't know, what do we even call it, like high school graduate like simulator. Like, you're 16 and need to buy your first car. Choose between each of the missions to find the best fit for your budget. Like, no thanks. want me to go in there, huh? I literally just took a teleporter here. It shows you how like not needed cars are at all. I like the car. It's kind of fun to drive around in a little bit. The bike much more so. It handles so much nicer than the car. And you guys gonna let me get up before you hit me again, or no? Just okay. I got it. Stay out of the street. On the crosswalk too. That guy hit me twice. Oh, I know what you're talking about. No, I don't think I'll be. I don't really think that makes a lot of sense. Why? Why is that exciting? A bit for the show is why it's exciting. Anyways. The fuck do I go? Is it here? It might be here. I think he said something about this. See? Yeah.
Hello, Night City. I'm Jillian Jordan with N54 News, and this is your local latest. The NCPD.
There we go.
I do not understand. Does Arasaka not have enough of its own people?
Look around, sir. Things are heating up in the city. Zoots know one spark's all it takes for Japantown to go up in flames.
Riots are always best put down by folks not supporting your brand name.
Ah, you are here.
Why? What are we doing here?
You shall learn soon.
Okay.
I acquired some information of my own. Do you know who most wished to honor Arasaka-sama with the parade? His murderer. The irony makes me sick.
Still don't see how this gets us anywhere.
I have had an idea. Look to the sky.
Where?
The dash floats will pass precisely this way.
We had this
If
plan
I could
already.
just get onto Hanako-sama's float, I could speak with her in private.
Get there how?
Why jump? Of course.
Expectations way too high, Goro. Couldn't pull that off even if you still had your fancy implants.
I have thought of a solution. While you are occupied with your shady dealings, I learned more about the floats. They are all kept in one place, Arasaka Industrial Park. It is there that they prepare them. We need only to break into the compound, find the right float and inject a virus into its system. You will then be able to disable any security before I sneak inside.
Actually sounds doable.
Lots of ways to skin this particular cat, you know. Gonna need.
I know what you need. It is taken care of. I have an infected shard. It was not cheap, but the man who sold it to me guaranteed it would work.
Oh, that's okay then.
Where'd you get this shard?
Across the canal.
Kabuki. Might actually be half decent soft then.
It's okay, they guaranteed it will
isn't,
work, chat.
Got a few tricks up my sleeve too.
This is good to know. Let us move on.
You just plug that into his head, the infected shard. Okay.
To take control of the float is one thing, but not all. The security concerns me, the snipers especially. I will be an easy target. But I may have an answer. Okada-san mentioned the city cameras. If we gain access to them, we will see exactly where the snipers are. You can deal with them as I advance.
Sounds like a plan.
You agree just like that? The risks are considerable.
Yeah, well, getting more and more used to that.
And now, what would you say to a small test? We must try the shard. The camera control room is in front of us. You must get inside and infect the network. That is all.
Uh-huh. And in the meantime, you'll do what? Crack open a can of suds?
I will not touch alcohol at work. I will watch your back. Now, get to it.
Okay. We're gonna test their virus on their system, I guess.
Fucking worked.
Okay.
And
Done. System's ours.
the shard works. Good. The easy work we have done. To break into Arasaka Industrial Park will not be such a bed of roses. But before we discuss that,
Go on.
Sid, I have not eaten since yesterday. Give me the best on the menu.
I highly recommend the yakitori today.
Anything that isn't local, please.
See you tomorrow.
Can't believe I'm saying this, but this Sokka scum might actually prove useful.
That's
He's a
tasty.
well-trained dog. Needs orders, that's all. And when he outlives his purpose, we'll flatline him.
Chill, Johnny. He's Sokka scum to you, I know that. But Garo's not a bad guy.
Not a bad guy. He was Saburo fucking Arasaka's bodyguard. Think his pretty eyes landed him that gig?
Yeah. He's probably killed about the same amount as Johnny.
What is this?
Hey, yakitori.
Okay, I have
You
late.
could have chosen a better restaurant, dude. It's on you.
1. We break into Arasaka Industrial Park. 1.5. We hack Hanako-sama's float. 2. During the parade, with my help, you eliminate any snipers. 3. I get onto the float. 4. I convince Hanako-sama of the truth.
Five Oda zeros us seems pretty reasonable.
Forgot 5. Oda zeros us and pisses on our corpses. You won't ever be less than a foot away from Hanako.
Oda would not dare raise his hand against me.
What about me?
That is a different matter. I would advise you to watch your distance.
Okay. I would like to eat.
Well, sounds like a suicide run, but done dumber shit than this, so...
Things even more stupid than stealing from Arasaka.
None dumber yet, no. Set the bar pretty high with that one.
Now, we part. Reconnaissance is required.
What are you doing? Don't let him off his leash.
I'm a stranger in a strange land. I'm going with you.
True. And you with your hands, skills, mind of a thief. Agreed. This we will do together.
Okay.
Cook! Louder! Louder!
I have decided to double the amount of our active Night City security forces. President Myers has
He
called this a
eliminated the
breach
last
in the
obstacle
RV
between
Accord.
himself and
Provocation
complete
targeted
power.
at the NUSA
They
and
surrendered it to him.
Tell me then, what do we call the murder of my father? Was that not a provocation? Was that not a...
Arasaka, an empire built to last. Before Yorinobu set fire to it from the inside, all of this began with him. The factions, power struggles, all of this. Kusa!
Why'd Saburo tolerate it all? Can't get my head around it. Could've kept his son on a short leash.
Arasaka-sama was a strong and disciplined man. The strongest man I have ever known. And yet, at the critical moment, he showed a weakness.
For Yorinobu?
For his daughter. When Yorinobu formed his band of hounds, declared war on his own family, Arasaka-sama could have crushed him with one word. Yet he did not. For he did not wish his daughter to suffer. When Yorinobu returned, his tail between his legs, she persuaded her father to give him a second chance. Do you understand? Hanako-sama saved Yorinobu from the consequences of his deeds.
Wait, you think she's complicit in Saburo's murder?
I think we are all to blame. We allowed ourselves to be tricked. But we will correct this soon. Will you join me?
Yep.
Sure, why not?
Let us go from here.
I hope you enjoyed it. Please come again.
Sawdust and plastic.
Okay. Uploading a virus to a parade float so he can jump off of a balcony and talk to a
I have found a good place.
heiress of one of the largest companies out there.
We must just climb up here. Now, this way.
Sneaky guy just teleported.
Fortune smiles to us. It seems no one is here today.
Sounds like foreshadowing. Wait, you want me to press this? You weren't able to? You just walk in and assume I was pressing the elevator buttons? This guy. This fucking guy. Looking to old world yet, Brenda?
I would call this a beautiful view of the city.
If?
City was
If
beautiful.
there was anything to admire.
Hate Night City that much.
Perhaps I am simply homesick, as you say. Now, you must look for vulnerabilities, weaknesses, while I try to think of a diversion. Arasaka cannot discover our intentions. A bit of sabotage is just what we need to divert their attentions. You will have the best view on the left. I will try here. This old scope should be good for something. Shall we begin?
Let's do this.
Oh, I see. We're not actually in the compound. That's the compound. And the area.
Got eyes on the comm system. It's a lot of guards.
Kind of cool to do the reconnaissance. Although some of this just feels like window dressing. Sometimes the scanner just feels like window dressing to me.
I could use comms for a diversion.
I don't know.
Pipes. See them?
We could use them to get inside.
Looks like a service tunnel by the road there.
It's like this and the brain dance system. It's like they end up being just railroady because there's no place for them to have player skill. Just isn't. There's nothing skill based about it. It's just another way to advance dialogue with a little bit of interaction.
Antenna. Security hub's liable to be in that building.
Perfect for sabotage. This is not bad.
I think I've seen everything.
You wish to come for this reconnaissance? Do your job. I expected you to be more useful than this.
Alright, quit moaning. I'll give it another glance. Transformer by the wall. See it?
We should use it to step up.
Footbridge.
I scanned all this shit already. Didn't give me these options a minute ago.
Use it to enter if there's no other way.
Think I've seen everything.
We have what we came for.
So, we going in?
Is this what you said before entering Konpeki Plaza? I wish to be certain we have not overlooked anything. We should wait and observe. If nothing out of the ordinary happens, then yes, we go in.
Sounds sensible. Better get comfy.
I like his voice acting. Good job of making him sound like a non-English speaker. Level am I now? Like 127?
What?
80, 18, 19, something like that.
No sudden movements. Do you see it? That cat?
Thought they all disappeared from the city? What?
So? It's a cat like any other.
It is the first animal I see in Night City, except cockroaches, of course.
First it was birds, then dogs. Cats actually put up a fight longest.
Perhaps it is a Bakeneko.
A Bakeneko? What's that?
It is a cat spirit. It brings misfortune, can restore the dead back to life.
I'd say that's accurate.
Feline ghost? Suppose anything's possible.
My grandmother knew many stories about Kitsune, Kappa, Bakeneko too.
Your grandmother knew stories about Kappa? Amazing.
Miss Home?
A foolish question. I am from the slums of Chiba 11. Once when I was desperate to live there, bad memories washed away by time. I long only for the simple days of childhood.
Childhood memories. Let's see. Hopping buildings, running away from badges, iron taste of blood from a split lip.
I remember the chemical stench of the canal, where we boys washed our shirts. Corporate transporters sometimes passed through our slum, Arasaka selecting children, but only the clean ones.
Let me guess. So they could turn them into Corvo soldiers?
Exactly. When they chose me, I felt I had won the lottery. In the army, I was given everything I lacked before: discipline, regular meals, and when I proved I was gifted, an education.
Did what you had to keep from going hungry.
I sense that you judge me.
I just literally said the least judgmental thing available.
Unlike you and your friend, Mr. Wells, I was not arrogant. I did not
Stupid game. I hate the fact that my options don't matter in dialogue. It doesn't change anything.
Wasn't judging you.
And true, you oppose the corporations, their order, their word, in a mindless way. Yet you offer no worthy alternative.
Fairly good criticism.
It's here. Your corporate world and its glorious splendor.
You show me filthy streets as if no other world exists. As if nothing else is possible. What of the millions who work for Arasaka and receive stability, safety?
Chiba 11 slum rats? They're there, scraping scraps out of scop tins. Corpse decided that too.
We cannot fix everything at once.
You already forget what happened at Tom's Diner? People hate Corpse more than anything.
Yeah, no, I get that it's
Can't
supposed to be
blame
him
him
when
either.
they summoned him.
Got some regrets, but clapping from Arasaka ain't one of them.
But we didn't say that. What we actually said was really non-judgmental. Then his response is, I feel like you're being judgmental.
To leave this world, forget everything.
Nomads aren't lone wolves with egos. Whether they're blood or not, family comes first.
Yes, but we need not quibble over details.
I want to shoot the cat. Come on.
Do you know what I think?
What's that?
That day in Konpeki, we both have lost someone important. And we are not at peace with this. So we seek conflict, argue eagerly.
Why does he assume that's true of me?
Finally starting to make some sense.
It is the duty of the living
yes,
to
Victor
atone
does.
for the dead. Hanako-sama shall aid us in our mission.
Or she'll make sure we die for good.
The Bakaneko got sick of us, looks like.
It will find its own way. As will we.
Yeah, it's weird though to give me dialogue options if it doesn't matter, and like it's just a way to make the. It feels manipulative of the player. It makes me. It feels like it's designed to pretend that I have interaction here to break up the monologue here.
So bad.
Cat. I don't know. I guess it's a fine line between manipulation of the player and then building the environment for the player to enjoy themselves. But I'm getting tired of my decisions not mattering in games. In general, and this one in particular. I'm tired of the fact it doesn't matter what perks I assign or what attributes I assign. It doesn't matter how mismatched or matched they are. It doesn't matter if I upgrade weapons or take the next weapon that's offered to me. It doesn't matter if I use the weapon I'm spec'd in versus the weapon that I've just found. It doesn't matter what dialogue options I make with the characters who I'm interfacing with. It doesn't matter what order I do these things in. It doesn't matter the time that passes. It starts to get a little like I'm just like walking through a world looking at it, as opposed to interacting with it. Not role-playing B. I mean, I am and I'm not, right? I supposedly chose a background. I supposedly have decisions for each of these characters about what I want to do. And that is not being... like, there's no change on V's personality from this.
Divergent reaction. That is mine to do.
Yeah, could be flame dance. Could be. Okay, so I gotta break into this alone apparently. Alright. Doesn't matter if I shoot people or sneak or... None of it matters, right? It just feels like at some point I'm like, well, what the fuck am I doing? Then if I'm just watching the story, which is what I feel like I'm doing, then... Nakamura? mean, he outlined, we like, you know, some of it's cool. Like they set it up with the reconnaissance. We're like looking at it, it's like spotting a way in. That's pretty cool. You know, like, I don't know, but all the side quests, like there's fixers, and I don't know, it just feels, starts to feel, I feel the limits of my cage pretty rapidly in a game like this. Oh, I see the path just brings me right through the center. Okay. I'm still liking it even though the twists don't matter. Depends what you're doing it for. That's why we're playing through the... That's why instead of just stopping right now, I'm going to play through the storyline to see. The storyline's been pretty good. Combat started interesting and then got less and less interesting, or rather got samey and without consequences. Same with all my implants. Like, you know, you open it up and you're like, this is cool, right? Like, bunch of shit going on over here. You got a character with, you know, 5 different stat trees, maybe a 6th if this is hidden. You got... You know, you look at these, there's a billion perks, there's 3 subcategories. None of it matters, man. Crafting system, doesn't matter. Okay, just... You look at a bunch of... We got a bunch of bells and whistles, but the bells and whistles aren't connected to anything. You blow your whistle, you play with your bell, and that's what you get. It just...
Clear.
Yeah. You know, I should be... I don't know. And I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to this in some other games, right? Like Celesta, for example. I'm looking forward to the idea that I can build a character who's a fucking shitty character because I don't pay any attention to my synergies, right? And I mean, this is another preference of mine. I don't tend to play a lot of open world RPGs for exactly these reasons. There tends to be really bad power creep. There tends to be really limited options in the end. What are you?
Hey, you shouldn't be here. These are corporate premises.
At this point of the game, you feel either rushed or intentional. I don't know what you mean by that. You mean, when you say intentional, do you mean railroaded? They've been railroading super hard all game long, which is okay. The fuck was that? I don't know what I just died from. Apparently the wall is made of lava. Yeah, I was just looking around Flame Dance. There was like, we were supposed to, when we reconnaissance it, we saw like 5 things. We're like, we can walk over the bridge as a last resort. There's like pipes we could sneak in. There was the transponder we could jump over. You know, I was listening to that shit. I was looking for the rest of the stuff. But yes, we can just do this. You know, there's like systems like hiding bodies, and you're like, oh, that's interesting. But then you realize it doesn't matter. Like this hacking thing's another example of this, right? I do the same fucking 2 things with hacking every single time, man. I breach their system and I ping them, and after that, none of it matters. It's just like different weapon systems that do roughly the same thing. I5 BD 1C BD E9. Okay. I just fuck it up at the end of all that? Sure did. And that one. Rip. Rip. Okay. I guess we're not breaching.
I'm in. Good. Now try to enter the warehouse. I will draw their attention away.
Oops. No, not what I wanted. Rip. Alright. Press again. BD 55. 4. 55 BD E9, BD, BD. Did I miss camera shutdown? I kind of want camera shutdown. Although camera shutdown doesn't actually seem to do what it says it should do. It says it does, rather. I don't know if it's a state issue. It might be a design philosophy issue.
Yes, I'm an officer. An officer who works the third guard shift at a warehouse outside town.
How come that didn't kill me? I fell off a gate and instantly died. Like, I felt like this system was going to be so cool, the hacking stuff, but it's just... I don't know, chat. I don't want to be super negative on it, like, in the sense of, like, I was enjoying the game up... I was enjoying the game for a while. Then I got tired of it. I think it's the issue of... It seems to be a bit confused, right? Is it giving me options or is it giving me Railroad? If it's giving me Railroad, then it needs to be immersive storytelling and generally like interesting ethical decisions, right? That tends to be kind of how you do that. But I deal with him. I wanted to like whistle him over, but
watch it.
what do you mean watch it? I just ran up behind him and got no option to grab him, dude. Yeah. I don't know, like I don't really want to get on this hype train of like just randomly shitting on a game that I've actually thought was pretty good overall. It's just but again, like the cyber mods haven't mattered, none of it's mattered. None of my decisions have mattered, and I start to get frustrated with games after that. Like it almost needs to be shorter if that's going to be the case, right? Like, and this is why I stopped doing the side quests, or as much as I can right now. Because I think it's a scam. I think I'm just gonna get more and more disappointed if I do more and more side quests. Why do I think it doesn't matter? Why don't I think what matters? Like the only, I don't know. The only criticisms I don't really have, like the biggest things, I don't know. There's a part of me that's like, I have no criticisms of the things that other people are criticizing here, which are things like, the game doesn't feel empty to me. The game feels really full to me. I don't feel like, the game is buggy or rather the bugs are game breaking. There's lots of little bugs, but so what? I don't have performance issues with this. Where's the trash can to stick this guy in? Oh, why do I think they don't matter? Because none of them impact, like it's, you think about like building a character, right? To make character building interesting, you need one of a couple things to happen. There needs to be a wrong way to do it, and there needs to be some challenge, right? Because if you don't have either of those things, character building doesn't become interesting. Or there needs to be, I say this, it needs to be more than just I get a different color like suit on, right? Like I need to be able to, if I build a character, I'm thinking like compared to like a normal, like a standard like RPG kind of thing, right? I can stand up and talk about this. need to be struggling to put those into words while still actually thinking through this. I guess it goes like this. If I can take perk A or perk B, and in some cases perk B helps me, in some places perk A helps me, and it helps me in a way that is impactful. So maybe I couldn't do it, I couldn't sneak into that area without perk A, or I couldn't take down that really difficult combat fight without perk B. But in this game, neither of those are true. Because they built a static world, in other words, these options exist always, independent of what your options do, and they're trying to make it so all types are available. You can sneak in or you can fight your way in. What it ends up doing is that nothing I do matters. I'm always going to be able to advance there, regardless of what character decisions I've built. So I could take no combat perks and still be fine. I just loot the next sniper rifle and level up and come back kind of deal. Or I can be like, or I can do... take no stealth perks, stealth in, then aggro the guys midway through the stealth mission, and it doesn't matter. I can pick any dialogue option, and it doesn't matter. I can't fail this, right? Like, nothing I can do will cost me to fail this. No decision I make has a loss condition associated with it, so no decision I make matters. It's just... it's almost like what they're trying to give you with your character design is, well, what would be coolest here? Like, everything's going to work, but if you want to be a cool melee guy, how does that look? If you want to be a cool sniper guy, how does that work, you know? Am I inside the warehouse or somewhere else? Where the fuck am I?
Fresh air once you reach the warehouse area.
It's frustrating me. Went into the service tunnel. Gotcha. Like I told you, like that first fight I had so much fun with. I had to reload like 20 times, like not exaggerating, like probably like 15 times. I went into an area where I was like under leveled for, and it was the beginning of the game where you hadn't like got that insane amount of power creep yet. So the fight was hard and it was super fun. I was like running through, tossing grenades because I had to toss grenades because I wasn't doing enough damage with my guns. Shooting with, where am I going? I'm talking. Shooting with my, like, all my weapons, and I would have to, like, cycle through all 3 weapons, which right now is almost pointless having 3 different weapon systems, right? Like, it's just kind of, like, ease of access on the interface, which isn't pointless, I guess, but not necessary, right? Where in that fight it totally was, because if I stopped to try to reload, I would die to the Netrunner dots. So, like, I basically had to move forward. While switching weapons rapidly, so I didn't die. And then there was a mini boss, and I'm like, oh my god, is this going to be how the combat's going to be? Like a bunch of really cool, like really difficult fights, followed by feeling like I'm using all of my resources, spamming heals, tossing grenades, you know, switching weapon systems, and like assigning skill points because it really mattered. Like the little bit of extra oomph from a couple of perk points really made the night and day difference between being able to handle that boss. Then a kind of cool boss with a different fight mechanic, followed by neat loot. I'm like, wow, that's going to be awesome. And then that was the only time I encountered that feeling. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, where are we right now? Why is this door not interactable? Alright, well, we're blocked by a non-interactable door and invulnerable windows. I guess maybe I have to go this way. I see, I gotta be railroaded into going this way. Okay. I don't know. It started off really cool, the systems, and then the system, which is also, this is a common recurring disappointment I have with games, tends to be that. The systems that they have look cool till you use them. It's like the stealth system here, right? They trained you on how to stealth kill people, and there's stats involved with stealth. Like I can take a perk that makes it less likely for my opponent to be able to break out of my hold. You know what? I haven't taken that perk, and I haven't had an enemy break out of my hold ever. Because it doesn't matter. Stealth hasn't changed at all since the beginning. If I hit C, I'm in stealth. It's super generous, which is okay if you're going to be doing a bunch of stealthing, like where you'd have to be invisible with a shit ton of enemies. You know, it's a little bit not part of reality, but that's okay, right? We can live with that if that's the stealth system. But this is the difference between stealth or not, and this is also all of the training required to whether or not stealth matters, was that. I don't have to put any more perk points in it. I'm not rolling against an enemy's perception. I'm just invisible when I hit C. By and large. I can get cooler things in stealth, like really big numbers, or move a little faster, or like replenish some stat by killing people in stealth. But as a whole, it doesn't matter. As I get popped out of stealth talking through this. I guess that can be seen through. Possibly. I don't think that undermines my point, by the way. I think it's mildly amusing that it happens at that moment, but... And it's the same with, like... Oh, let's see. I haven't tried a silencer yet. Maybe we'll try the silencer to here. Because it feels like what I need to do is kill half these people. Like, again, but... You kill gangsters in one location, and they're like the Tiger Claw clan, right? Or whatever the fuck they are. And later on, you encounter gangsters, they don't care. Like, this location is a big, major, powerful corporation. Full of guys here. I could just brawl this whole facility down. And probably at the end of that, nothing matters. Like, I'm not going to leave this having burnt all the bridges with this corporation. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe this is not what and my sense is this is not what the game devs are trying to build, right? They don't really care about those types of things, which is fine. It's just things that I tend to care about in games. So they're telling a story, and the story is super railroady, and it's a decent story so far, and it's got voice acting, and it's nice voice acting, which is nice, and it's got some cool parts to it, and probably has some twists and turns sooner or later, like the you know, spoilers here, that the intro to the game, like being where you die, that's kind of cool, a nice little twist and turn on the storytelling, but that seems to be their focus, which is fine. But it doesn't really justify these perks and the system and the rest of it, right? Like, how long can I leave him here for? We grabbed him. He's not yelling. He's an armored soldier in a facility full of soldiers. We have no perk points in anything that helps hold him. About 30 seconds? Like, where did I need, like, do I need a perk that gives me 20% more time there? What am I doing in that time? Like, why does that perk matter? It doesn't matter. It's a perk that has no point. So again, like, I can take a perk that has no point. Why? Why would I take a perk that has no point? And the fact that most of the perks are like that. Like, this is non-buff stealth. Just crazy. Perks are underwhelming. It's not that they're underwhelming. It's that they're a meaningless decision. You ready, chat? It's like body identified enemies have been alerted. Uh-oh. I guess they found the other body that I hid.
Come out! Hands where I can see them!
How did that guy find me, though? What body did he find? How does he know I'm here at all?
He's a terrorist! Stay vigilant!
Hey now, resistance is futile.
I don't know how he saw me.
Must be here somewhere.
I mean, maybe he saw me, maybe he didn't. Maybe someone else spotted me. Not entirely certain. The idea is interesting, again, that you might have a like stealth system that you could convert into a non-stealth mission. But there's no penalties to doing one way or the other, so.
Hey now, resistance is futile.
Well, I don't understand how this mission can survive being revealed. Because surely if you're revealed, wouldn't you just fail the mission? Because the whole thing is about a float in the future. So if they know that we've compromised their float, don't they just not get on that float for the future? It feels like I'm being given like a bright, a little bell, and told to ring the bell. And after like 10 times ringing the bell, I realize the bell isn't attached to anything. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't summon anything. It doesn't change anything, right?
I know you're in here. I can feel it.
Bell and a whistle, like a little button, and the button's not attached to anything.
Show yourself.
Someone's got a laser pointer and runs it out in front of me, and I chase it, but I can never catch it.
Surrender.
Dude, I'm stuck. Stuck in the scaffolding.
Come out with your hands in the air.
I know you're in here. I can feel it.
Big toys for big kids.
You think you stand a chance? Huh?
I'm pretty sure if I get a silencer, I just go around killing all these people with no repercussions at all. Or rather, not if I get one, if I install one. I don't have a weapon capable of it. I was trying to stay with the rifles because I found them fun initially. Very strong, for sure. Why are your soldiers networked in with your lights, huh? It's that easily... Anyways. Okay, where are we going? We're going this way. Would have been nice if the whole room wasn't on alert, but... apparently got spotted somewhere, I don't know where.
You're only making it worse for yourself. Come out.
Float. Yeah, I can shoot all these people for sure.
Careful. He's in here somewhere.
Oh, you meant tech weapons can shoot through things? Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting idea. The idea that different weapons have different, like, again, different cool things they do. It doesn't ultimately matter which system you use. They're all powerful enough to get the job done in all situations. I don't need a tech rifle for some bosses. I think I'm just going to kill all these guys because it's taking me longer to do this than I need to. And again, there's no repercussion for not doing that. Or doing that, rather. Hey Skex, thanks for the reset, man. I mean, talk about power creep, right? Doing nothing right here.
He has combat implants!
Guy had a sniper rifle. He was charging up a shot on me. It's fine, chat. We'll just break in, kill everybody, hack their thing. They'll probably just use it anyways, right?
Okay, float's ours to do with as we please. Fly to Tokyo if you want.
Haha, I just may do that. Good work. Now it is my turn. Can you see? Terrible chaos. Even the roof is slowly. B, the roof. That is your will. There are buildings around, smaller ones. Use them to come down. B, you must hurry. An Arasaka AV approaches.
Randomly kill a couple more of them for no reason. Dude, I don't know what bug that is, but that bug is starting to get annoying. The one where I take even the smallest amount of fall damage and I'm suddenly dead. We leapt off that fence all the way down, no problem. I jumped up like 3 foot there, fell and died.
Target nearby.
Oh, where is this before I killed everybody? Rip. Dude, I didn't kill that guy. I thought I one-shot him earlier. Apparently didn't. Fine. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know what to do about that because I don't think the game is designed for what I'm looking for when I sit down and really think about it. And again, you can't really tell things like that until you played a couple hours, right? Because you don't know if the system matters because you just doesn't matter because you've just started and it's early enough in that it isn't relevant. Down he is. Turns out having permanent vision on all your opponents is really powerful. And maybe shoot through walls. I think I just ran out of ammunition there. Now I got 1 shot left. Dude, that was cool. Where did he go? I lost ping, so we can look at anything in the entire fucking building, pretty much ping it again and find everybody. Oh, that guy just disappeared. I don't know how to tell which walls I can shoot through and which I can't. We're not specialized at all. Like, this spec presumably gets stronger. We're on hardest difficulty. Not really specialized at all. We have points all over the place. rinse, repeat, ping again, right? Now I know where they all are because they're all connected to the camera. Or the light source, or whatever else. How is this weapon working out? This is like double the damage of my tech rifle, unfortunately. So it's like some like named precision rifle. I prefer the sniper rifle, but this has been just fine. Look, and we just fell like 5 times as far as we fell last time and didn't die. Yeah, this is why I haven't been responding much in chat when people are telling me about builds they're building. Because so far there's been no need to min-max. Like, everything I'm doing at just whatever casual decision-making process I'm doing has been more than fine. Why do I see this guy? Maybe he was just wounded. I die during aborted double jumps. I don't know what I'm dying from. Clearly a bug. That's right, shoot it. I mean, it's cool, right? Think about that, right? The ping is maybe the most perfect example of this. Ready? So you get the ping ability, like the first side mission you take, right?
I just may do that.
And it's really cool. It changes the way combat is. You can now see all of your opponents, no matter where they are in the battlefield. That's awesome. It's a timed ability, and you have to interface with something to get there. Except you can interface with anything to get there, and across the course of the game, it's still the best ability to see all your opponents, and it never changes from round 1. Right? Like, that's a perfect example of a system that just doesn't really work. It's a great idea, but the system doesn't work. I didn't even know there were upgrades to ping. Like, what are they? I mean, they just make it longer, right? Hey, it's always good to have ping up. Costs me nothing to do it. I take one, you know, like, there was a thing, too, that was kind of cool to begin with. It's like, well, you can only have a limited number of quick hacks in combat, right? So you're limited to the number of times you get a ping up. So now you get a timer, except the first upgrade, it's like available at like 2 points in that skill, is regen. And you regen, even on a single level of regen for RAM, you regen faster than you could ever need for pings. So I didn't actually make a decision. I didn't spec into it. I just picked it up and it happened. And now it's the best thing that I can do kind of deal. Just leaves me a little bit of a bad taste because it feels like wasted potential, right? It's like, oh, they've designed a beautiful game. It's got a fairly interesting storyline. It's huge. It's so big. But none of it matters.
Fucking worked.
Excellent work, B.
Was it?
Okay.
We just shot everyone again.
Now we retreat into the shadows and arm ourselves with patience. I will contact you before the parade. Until then, try not to get into any more trouble.
As if I wasn't in enough already.
Wait, did I just go back in accidentally? Whoops. Alright. Right, time to shoot more people through walls with a sniper rifle when I can see them. I guess. This is on the street. It's like kind of, I mean, again, this is I'll show you another system, right? You guys want more examples of what I'm talking about? There's robots and humanoid enemies in the game. Do you guys change any way you play when you deal with robots versus humanoids? Is there a reason to? I mean, there's resistances in this game. Do you guys pay any attention to resistances? Does it matter? I can pull. It's again, these are problems. These are big problems with the game. Like, or maybe problems with what I want to play with. Now the game is, I don't know. I get tired of attacking a game. I get tired of defending a game. Oh shit, here we go again. About what? Are you tired of me complaining about it? Or because I'm trying to give an assessment, right? Like, I've been being asked for the last like 5 days or a week that I've been playing this. Do I like it? Which has mostly been yes, but gets to be more and more no the longer I play. In other words, because there's no depth to the systems, you notice it. And then the people are like, do you have these criticisms? And they list off criticisms that one web article wrote that don't actually seem related to the game that I'm playing. Anyways.
Hey, what's shaking?
Oh, I see. Gotcha. You just tuned in.
All right. Straight to heavy business. Now, that'd be Maman Brigitte. Be tough getting a word into her.
You really don't do any biz with them?
Not with the chefs, chefins, priests, and whatnot. All got dirigible-sized egos, won't talk to lowly me. But if you insist, I can ask around, try to set something up. I'll just need some details first.
Got something they want.
They've got a driving system in this game. Cool. Does it matter?
Trust me, they don't want it, they don't need it. They're isolated, insulated, they got their own contracts, tech, networks. But have it your way. Okay, I'll see what I can do and get back to you.
Just finished that, Big Benzie. Pursue other leads until he calls back. I guess we just kill time for a little minute. We could go randomly kill some people near us. I initially thought these were going to be cool. I liked my first couple like assault in progress missions because it was kind of a cool idea. But it turned out really that it was just because I was having like no combat for a while. Hidden epic smart weapon? No, I haven't. I just left it. I haven't really felt the need for smart weapons with bullets that home in when I have bullets that shoot through walls and I can see everybody with ping. It's hard to get excited about other weapon systems when my current weapon system is never challenged. Why would I ricochet bullets? I don't even know. Are my bullets ricocheting? I certainly have no knowledge if they are. I can shoot through walls and see people who... every enemy there. There are collectibles on the map. They're called hero cards. Alright. What are we doing? Passing time? Yeah, there's a lot of things that are super cool. They just don't actually seem to matter.
Will soon start. I will wait where we met before.
By the stalls. Just stay out of trouble, okay?
I feel sometimes like a bit of a broken record. Like, I have the same complaints about so many games. Systems that don't matter. Is it cool that I can jump on a bike and zip between locations? Yeah, pretty cool. I am on the highest difficulty. We did that a day or two ago. One mistake. Okay. Turn radius is so weird for every vehicle. Alright, so we just drove all the way across town, which was kind of fun. And then, accidentally killed someone. So instead we'll just drive to the teleport point now. Why reload over that? Because the because presumably there's a problem with being repeatedly tagged by the police. I don't know that there is. I've been told that it's not that big a deal, but my thought process is I probably don't want that. I certainly don't want to roleplay as someone randomly attacking civilians. That wasn't my intention. I want to travel to Redwood. Brakes on all vehicles suck? Well, acceleration is definitely way faster than braking for sure in this game. All right.
V, just in time.
We've just received word on a breaking story.
Hey, Coral. Wow. You look like a million eddies.
Is that so? That is not how I feel. I ate what you call a scat burger.
Uh-huh. And what'd you think? Tasty?
Ask the people below. The parade will soon begin. I adjusted the data from Okada-san. I advise you to examine it yourself.
Yes, Orange.
To begin with, the malware works. Truly, much better than I anticipated. Our eyes and ears are in the guard room. I observe the CCTV and I know where the sniper positions are.
I can do that too, I just call it ping.
They are a trio. You must make each harmless before they do the same to me. There are many ways to reach them. The first is nearby. He should not be a problem. The second is worse. You will have to climb. As for the third, he hides on the footbridge over the street. We are here. Hanako-sama's platform will stop here, close to the emergency exit we will use when all is done. From these points, you will have a clear view of the parade, but the snipers will see things even better. If they notice you, bang, no more thing. If this sounds dangerous,
I'm not interested in puzzlers, Aimbo, thanks so.
Leap to the float, enter through a window and meet Hanako-sama face to face. The last is what I fear the most. Is all this clear? Are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready. Question is, are you?
I formed this plan, did I not?
All the while ignoring one crucial element. Your friend, Oda.
Oda is a man of honor. He would not dare raise his hand against me.
Maybe. You're gonna be dropping in on Hanako by surprise.
You have a point. Instinct and reflexes win out at the moments like this. So I can only hope that I am still faster than he is.
Doesn't he have all his implants stripped out?
Stay safe, Coral.
Alright. Let's take some stuff here. Yeah, I agree. These doesn't make a lot of sense. They seem to be deliberately building a plot hole there, though. I feel like this is supposed to be a blindness of the Takamura character, as opposed to a big plot hole in their game. Alright, so I wanted to take a look. We have 4 level ups that I have no reason. Again, it's kind of bad news when I have 4 level ups sitting there because I see no reason to assign them because I haven't had a point where I need to do anything with those stats yet. I'm considering running the non-lethal mod here. It does no downsides to non-lethal, it just makes it non-lethal. And does the other thing have a mod location too?
Remember to be careful or you will face Arasaka drones. I also spotted the Netrunner in an Arasaka uniform. She's somewhere hidden.
Okay, good to go.
Alright, so you're gonna update my minimap for where these are? Because that's been really nice.
Snipers before Hanako-sama's float appears.
All right.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Hey, what's going on? Why did you
Saburo Arasaka.
You wrong in the head?
It'll be beautiful. Just a juxtaposition.
I wonder what happens if I fire a gun in this crowd. I want to kind of see what they've done for that. Did my save work here? It did. Okay. So if I were to shoot a gun here.
He's almost in front of you. He's watching the crowd, not his back.
Oh no, what hit him?
We took care of it proper. Dumbass thought he'd get in with the nomad. So smart, yet so boneheaded. Yeah.
Alright. This has also never gotten particularly harder or more interesting, the hacking, right? Like, it's just the same thing that I've been doing since day one in this game. I don't understand why. Maybe once in a great... I think we found one that was like a 5 sequencer. And we had one grid get bigger. BD, 1C. 1C, 1C. Okay. Where is he?
It was 50 years ago in...
Attention all units. Suspicious activity in Sector 3C. Bearded junkie next to the balloon stand. See to him. Patrol, hold position!
Goro, you got the one closer.
Now you must leap to the balcony by the green arrow and take the elevator. Take the footbridge at the top to cross the street.
Why did that... I guess it's because it wasn't silenced, I guess? That it wasn't a stealth kill? Yeah. I was trying to see. This is the first time we tried a non-lethal mod to see what it does. I wanted to see if it had an actual impact in the game. Like, doesn't look like it does. So I should just sneak up and just murder him, or not murder him, depending.
Attention all units. I have suspicious activity in Sector 3C. Bearded junkie next to the balloon stand. See to him. Patrol, hold position. Balcony 2 floors up. Woman in red, I think she's armed. Abort. I repeat, abort. She's holding binoculars. Collect the junkie.
How do I get up there? I think there's really a time frame.
Show some courtesy.
You look right at me, he doesn't see me, and I stealth kill him. Sure.
By the green arrow and take the elevator. Take the footbridge at the top to cross the street.
Alright, where are we going? I'm just gonna sneak by these people. I'm sure they don't see me.
Fuck yourself!
Dude, what's happening with the gameplay right now? We're getting a performance thing all of a sudden? I wonder if it's the ridiculous number of people or if it's some sort of... We've had some memory leaks with this game. Every once in a while we do something and it then performance suffers massively. Just try restarting that just in case. Alright. Relaunch the game. I want to do this syncing shit. Quest had bad performance for you as well. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like I started off really like up on this, positive on this game, and I think it still does many of the things that I was saying it did very well. I just have been disappointed with the development of the game systems. They don't develop at all. Get more shiny baubles to play with. I mean, it's such an ambitious project too, right? Like the scale of it. Maybe I don't play enough of these. Maybe Witcher was like this almost exactly. How was Witcher compared to this? How about Fallout 4? Like I started to play Fallout 4 and was like, ugh.
Hey everyone, welcome to Info Flash. Say, did y'all lose power yesterday too? Yeah, when the lights went out there, I was cooking dinner. Well, for getting specific, I was nuking a half-eaten burrito I found wedged in my couch cushions. Yeah, I know.
You crazy? They killed Tom. And there ain't no conversation without
More useless fun things. And maybe that's the thing. Like I was, what am I looking for? Balcony? Must be balcony. My only options are balcony, so it must be balcony.
This is important. Oda is speaking to someone. I am linking you in. We both can listen.
Again, security is substandard. It meets none of our norms. Hanako-sama should not be here. You questioning Yorinobu's orders?
Oh, they're gonna kill her.
Damn job.
Okay.
Understood. Over and out.
So neutralizing the snipers might actually be saving her.
It is just as we expected. Oda is here. I will contact you with any news.
I know that borged out ogre.
Try to reach the maintenance area. You can climb up from there.
I think that's the maintenance area. It's not. Like I invested in jumping legs, and it's kind of cool if I needed them for anything.
Catwalk don't look too stable. Sure Takamura didn't plan a little whoopsie daisy. Fuck!
It's a big issue that crouch is the same command that skips dialogue. Can I jump this?
Told you so.
Is it like an actual skill to jump this? Okay. Wonder if I can do that without legs. Maybe for the first time our legs mattered, or there is an alternate way. So where the fuck am I now? Apparently is not the way.
On the 3rd of March, 1942, in a prisoner of war camp.
Go over that I can see. Can I go down? I'm supposed to like creep along the side. Where is the actual? It's telling me this direction, and the navigation is generally pretty good, although nothing's perfect with like 3D maps, right? Oh, it's a hatch there. Okay.
You will have have to get down somehow. Just be careful. Yes, just so. Don't rush. I need you alive, not the corpse below.
How do you see me, drone? Also, why are there fucking drones here? We just triggered a sniper, which is not really what I wanted. It's so weird that we can do this in the middle of the parade and the parade continues. How would I like to detach the catwalk segment? You bet.
Still towers over the rooftops and skyscrapers. Each tower is more powerful and enduring than ever before. Recently, my father fell victim to an equally cowardly act of violence. It was an act of violence aimed at the wilder values in which we all share. As Night City is its witness,
Keep going down, right?
Arasaka Corporation shall rise from this ordeal stronger than ever before, as it did 50 years past. This is happening here and now. Listen, for we will
Just a few feet more and it's yours.
is not golden. It is the sound of a flame